Good morning. Am I in a better mood than yesterday morning? Maybe. However, that doesn't mean a thing because my emotions are triggered easily. Here's Frankie. So, Frankie got up this morning and decided he wanted to go outside and bark at the neighbors. There's somebody raising dogs, tiny little dogs, on the other side of the block. And there's sort of a little pasture between us, but he hears everything. He is a sight dog, and he has really good hearing, and if there's action, he wants part of it. What? So when he went out, I didn't want to be interrupted when he decided to come home and have mud all over the place because it is wet clay dirt out here. And it's just such a mess. And on top of the stress with this worker coming and going. And my house is being a mess. I mean, it's just tore up. I shut my bedroom door. Oh. He was, by the time I opened the door, which was, I don't know, a couple hours later, he was just heartbroken. It was so cute. He was such a good boy. He's such a good cuddler in the morning. Hi, baby. What? Don't fall over. Don't fall over. Baby. Oh, goodness. I had a border collie that had a little bit similar personality. That was my first love, was Gordy. He was a border collie. Oh my God, I was so in love with that dog. But he would want to play a little bit, but if I got too rough, I mean, I had to be very careful. His feelings were very easily hurt. And he's kind of like that, I would assume, because he doesn't play rough. He acts like he wants to a little bit, but he's not a rough houser like some dogs. I dated a guy, oh my God, he was so macho. And tall and had a radio voice. My dog was my dog. I mean, my dog loved me. But ultimately, some dogs are just man dogs or woman dogs. They just are. Well, he was a man dog. He just loved this guy I was dating. Remember, if I get cut off, it's because someone tried to call me for some reason. And it shuts off my phone. I'm sorry. I have to start writing down thoughts. I have all these things I want to do. I have to write them down. So I decided I have to start cleaning this house. I kept thinking I'm gonna wait till they're done. Well, I'm going out of my mind. I can't. Also, it's making me crazy that. Oh, back to the dog story. Sorry. So this is how sensitive poor Gordy was. He had this beautiful hair, but I just felt like sometimes I had to trim it because it would get so stringy and it was harder to keep him clean, especially if he rolled in something. Oh my God, all that beautiful hair. And it was so hard to just scrub and scrub and scrub. So once in a while I would shave him down. And the thing is, the Humane Society where I got him thought that he had some greyhound in him. Went whistling. Such a high-pitched noise. You hear that? Quit whistling. So I would take him and shave him. We had this little dog shaving or dog grooming cafe. This is when I lived in Vancouver, Washington. Very hip back then. So my handsome, tall boyfriend, who is in love with my dog, and my dog is in love with him, comes in and he goes, "Oh, Gordy got a haircut, ho ho ho." And he was handsome, tall, had that voice, but he was sort of a box of saltines, actually. He had a lot to learn. He was very simple back then. We were young, I'm sorry. And he's just making fun of this dog like it's one of his bros or something. And poor Gordy went under my dining room table and stayed there for 3 days. It just broke his heart to be made fun of like that. What? What do you want? Muddy boy. Muddy boy. Muddy boy. Muddy boy. So I watch a lot of animal videos in the evening if I don't have something else to do. And there's this kid who has 2 Doberman pinchers. I don't hardly know anyone with Doberman pinchers anymore. There was one that was Ruby Dog or Ruby something, and then she passed away, and this guy got a different Dobie. And he's a professional photographer, so he shows off a lot of that. But Ruby really had personality. I haven't watched him for a long time. I don't know how I lost track of some of my YouTube stuff, but I think when I cleared out my history, I didn't realize it was clearing out all my subscriptions, or all of my, not subscriptions, all of my algorithm information, I think. So anyway, I lost track of that guy, and it wasn't the same after Ruby was gone. I'm sorry. But there's this kid, his name is Suave something. And he has 2 Dobermans, brown one's black, and recently he's not, I don't know what all he's into, but evidently now he's into country singing. What a voice! What? Ooh, look at that! I love it when his ear stands up. Can you see that? Okay, I gotta quit goofing off. I think I'm gonna feel a lot better, more in control if I can start cleaning. I think they're about done. I think they're about done sawing tile. Before I had the 4x4 tiles, not me, whoever built the house, from like chest high down, and all the floors, not in the in like shower floor and bathroom floor, a tiny bathroom. Honey, I gotta put on some makeup. Quit being a whiner. I wish this would pop out when I move it. What? But I think I'll just feel more in control if I can start cleaning and organizing. I mean, with the dogs, there's dust in the closet floors. That's how I found this leak, was I was cleaning the closet floors. That's the only way I found it. Thank goodness we did. But anyway, the tiles, I got the 10 by, what are they? 8 by 20, 10 by 23, maybe, tiles. Anyway, they're large tiles for the walls, and then the smaller tiles, the 2-inch square tiles for the floor, because they're less slippery. A little more for safety. But it's kind of like being in a tiny little cedar closet, that look. I don't know. This house is just so small that I don't know how to decorate it. I've never had a ranch style home with so few windows, but it's small like a cabin. So I've been trying to figure out how to decorate it. And, you know, sometimes there's just a natural rhythm with a... You have got to be kidding me with this whining. I gotta put something over you. Maybe this will calm you down. There. What? You can't see it. What? So, I had a housekeeper that was going to come next Wednesday. I was so glad to finally get on the books with someone new that had time on their schedule and that I liked, you know. But now I have to cancel because the earliest they'll be done is Wednesday and probably Friday. So I'm going to call her and see if she wants to start at one side of the house and just work till she's uncomfortable and then call it a day. But I don't want to get off of her schedule. So she's getting paid one way or another. So I don't know. I'm going to have to call her when we get done here. It's number 1 on my list. And start laundry. I need to get my closet floors because they're just bad. What? 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 Hi, baby. Oh my God, he's so freaking cute. I would give you a close up of his face. It's so cute. Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus, for this puppy. Yeah, poor Gordy. He didn't come out from underneath that table for 3 days. Matter of fact, I convinced the boyfriend that he needed to come apologize to the dog. When he heard that the dog had been out from underneath the table in 3 days, he was like, He's such a stud muffin. So anyway, he comes over to the house and he still sees him under there and he had to kind of coax him out. He goes, oh, I feel so bad. And he just loved on him and begged his forgiveness. And it took a little bit, but Gordy came out. I mean, I'm telling you what, I've never heard or seen anything like it. And then he got to normal within a couple hours after that. 3 days under that table. I was worried. I told him each day, and we talked, this is when, I don't know, I guess we had cell phones. But there wasn't a bunch of texting stuff going on. We had cell phones, but people weren't texting. No. Okay, so what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh my God, he's so freaking cute. I don't want to do anything but play with and love on him. Look at that tail. And it's hitting to where, I mean, I can... Sounds like he means business. Okay. Well, this is going to be the best mood I'm going to be in all day. I've decided. Oh, Plum. Thank you for your message. I had my first laugh that I had yesterday or day before, whenever it was, when I was doing that video and I was dinking around with Frankie. And then I got that message and I had a chance to have another good laugh. And then I realized that part of what I'm going through is in my head, there's lots of rules. There are lots of rules. There's a lot of rule breaking going on. There's rules on how someone has ethics in their work life. And I've always had this, and it's a problem because not everybody goes by my rules, and I don't always go by my rules. Well, I do so more that I'm older, but when I was younger, I don't think I was perfect at doing, working my rules. Oh, so I haven't been expressing myself in a healthy way. Because I'm so disrupted, I gave in, and I have not been doing my prayer and meditation on a regular basis. Matter of fact, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, and I know this is common, I'm not alone. Sometimes we drop the ball, but we don't like to admit it. Have I been doing the things that I know help make me sane and emotionally sober? There's some things I have not been doing. And there are things that nobody else can tell but me. Like prayer and meditation. I've been doing my prayer, but I've been zipping through it. So I'm not really present in the prayer. I love it when I have this conversation with clients. They'll say, well, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing blah, blah, blah. I've said, wait a minute. No, let's think about this. Are we able to check it off? Yep, done it. But did you really do it? Right? I'm going to give you an example. I have a neighbor. She wasn't home, so when I texted her, I said, well, I'm going to do a video. Take a video of the guys mowing her yard, and they must have been driving like 30 miles an hour. And she has a small yard, so it looked funny the way they were zipping through. And the second guy was trimming, running, while he was running. That's the honest to goodness truth. So I took a video of it and sent it to her. Then I saw that they were the same company doing another yard. And it's like, I don't know if they're acting like that because there's a big rain coming on, or they're falling behind on business, or they're taking on too many contracts, or they really think the quality is the same. I don't know, but it looked funny. Like, were they doing the mowing? Were they doing the trimming? Yes. But were they really? Well, that's kind of how I've been zipping through my prayer and meditation. And I have clients who do the same thing. And I'm able to point it out to them, but I have been in denial that I've been doing it. Because not wanting strangers in my house disrupting. Every room has been disrupted in one way or another. Every single room. And then they started using my other bathroom for their own bathroom needs. And I had to stay calm. And then evidently someone had to use the plunger. And I had this little funny thought bubble that was like, now you can lose your mind. Because another rule was broken. You don't use someone else's bathroom unless you can be very polite. And if you can't be polite while you're going potty, do a courtesy flush. Well, this guy doesn't know anything about a courtesy flush. And this time he had his brother with him, who's a big guy. So I don't know if he knows anything. Evidently not. So I could... In my mind, I could just feel my eyes rolling in my head. I could just feel it. My muscles could feel it. Even though they weren't rolling around, I felt possessed. I just wanted to freak out and have anybody who saw it say, "You're justified." It's just been going on too long. If you take in consideration, this has been going on over a small bathroom since the third week in August, September, October. This is 3 months now. 3 months that you don't know if someone's coming or going. And you have to communicate with other people about their coming and going. And then you don't get responses to. So it's hitting so many ticks. And I was thinking, some relationships are like that. And that's why some people get so stressed out. So my chest was feeling funny. And evidently I had a high blood pressure episode. I've been taking my medication. It's come down. But the tension is still there. I had a client, oh, bless her heart. She has really grown. She's probably about ready to fly the nest. I'm going to miss that one. And by the time she needs another therapist, she's probably going to try to find someone younger. She's probably, I normally don't take anyone as young as her, but we didn't have anybody else who knew how to work with that kind of trauma that she had. Just such a shortage on therapists, too. If you want a job and you've got the time and ability to be a therapist, we need you. But I think she would benefit from a younger therapist one of these days. We'll see. We'll see. I have people finally move on and really, grow out of needing to be once a week, every 2 weeks, every month. They just grow out of it because they're doing so good. And then sometimes I'll hear from them again, and I'm just so happy about that. This is that honey lipstick. So one of the things I'm learning about the tight chest or all these emotions is that, and why I brought her up is because we went through a phase where she wasn't really doing her homework. And to help remind her that time takes time. If you're going to sit here and, for instance, read this book. And this is how I do it. This is I have so many rules, like I told you, that I live by. So when I have a book, I read the front, I read the back, and then I read every page and start at the beginning, including the introduction, because sometimes there's some tasty morsels. And this guy has a very, very freaking long introduction. That means I'm thinking, holy cow. Can you believe that? He calls that an introduction. So, anyway, she and I just got this book. Because I've been following him on YouTube. This is Gregory Hayes, Hays. I like Stoicism. So I told her, always read the introduction, always read the, all the way through. Don't skip around until you know the book. Then you can skip around all you want. And then read the references, the index. Yeah. So if you didn't read, oh, this is going to be good. Yeah. This book is, anyway, just read the whole thing. That way you're getting so much more than, I can't wait to start this today. But anyway, when you sit down, you have to actually set a timer at first. And this is what I'm going to get out my timers. I also got out my headbands. I got to get organized. So anyway, set out a timer. And you can set it for 45 seconds or 3 minutes, 180 seconds, whatever you want to do it. And just read that long. But actually read it. Don't just skim it. Read it to where you're understanding the one sentence you just read. That's it. Just the one sentence. Give yourself a break. So anyway, today that's what I'm doing. The reason I didn't do it before the video, which my practice is, I get up for my morning pee, come back to bed, say my morning prayer, maybe fall asleep for another couple minutes as I'm meditating, waiting for the message. Cuddle with my dog, get up and get my morning coffee. That's normally what I do. But I haven't been doing that lately. I've been skimming. Would it have made a difference? And this is interesting, because I have clients who will say things like this. They'll say, would it have really made a difference because I'm so broken? Or, forgive me for the noise, I have to rearrange something. I feel more soothed when I rearrange. So that's on my short list. When I'm stressed out and I want to feel better, I have a list of things to do. One is to make these videos. That makes me feel better because it's like talking to a girlfriend. It helps me get out my thoughts before I call somebody and blab and maybe not get all my needs met because I want to do all the talk. I mean, I love your messages, but I do want to do all the talking sometimes. Sometimes I just want center floor. I know, I'm embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed too. So, that's why organizing the house and cleaning where I can is that's gonna help soothe. Plus, I'm gonna sit down and take a few minutes to actually read. I'm going to look for, I just had my pick, some pink foundation or pink tinted foundation, you know, instead of, so I know I had some, but I'm going to look for some. I know it's out there. I just can't remember who I got it from. And you know what? I don't usually splurge financially on anything. Just because I'm kind of a tight ass. I just am. I can't help it. I just am. But if I find it and it's $50, I'm going to get it. I don't care. I deserve it. I want what I want right now, dang it. I know, it's crazy. Okay, silence. I have been practicing on purpose, very mindful of stop thought, change thought, stop thought, non-thought. And I'm telling you, it's helping reduce some of the tension in my chest. I know the medication is a primary reason why I'm not having so much discomfort in my chest. But I can also tell you, it is really important how much oxygen you're getting into your body. And how much you're allowing your muscles in your chest to relax and not constrict. The messages you tell your brain, the messages your brain tells your body add up. It matters. And I have not been self-disciplined. You know, when you have a child who cusses, you have to decide how you're going to handle that. It's up to you. It's none of my beeswax, right? But when you have a child that continues to cuss and you don't like it, excuse me, what are you going to do? You got to decide something. Or you just let it go and let it go and let it go. Go ahead. I don't care. It's up to you. But I can tell you that's how I handle my brain too most of the time, is as a child. I treat my brain as a child that's always in retraining, because I had such poor training as a young person. Some of my neural pathways pop up and I don't even realize, oh, there's one that still needs worked on. Woohoo. Like when I want to cuss and scream at my insurance guy, and then I have to stop myself because I can tell I'm intense and apologize. And then, oh, this poor guy, his name's Sean. He is such, I don't know. He's patient with me. He's let me off the hook. I think he got off the phone a little quick with me one time. But he doesn't blame me for feeling the way I feel. And that's important to me. It's important to feel heard. And I really felt heard yesterday when I talked to the worker about the company. I was trying to, you know how you'll ask a question kind of fishing for information, but you don't want to get called out for fishing for information? So I just said, yeah, it seems like this company really, I don't know, maybe they overbooked because this has taken a long time. I'm like, I like your work. When you're here, it's great. But I'm just so surprised it's taken so long. My shirt's still on him. Hi, honey. Hi. Hi, baby. Don't shake my shirt off. Come here. You have my shirt. I don't want you to drop it between the wall and the bed. Come here. Lay down. Good boy. He hates to lay down. Did you know that most dogs do, I guess? Or it's one of those vulnerable things for them, or the layover because they're exposing their bellies? I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that till I saw it on YouTube. So, I'll tell you what. Sometimes we just need to be heard. Sometimes we just need to go crazy. Sometimes we need to pull up our boots and get back on track with the things that we know help us be a better person and feel better physically, and to be nicer to ourselves. And that's kind of where I'm at. Me losing my temper isn't going to help anything anymore. I've already lost my temper several times. I've already vented to my insurance guy, and he's done what he can to negotiate. To intervene. But, oops, hold on. I'll be back. I have to take this call.